Hi children, welcome back to our maths class. Today we are going to start a new lesson, that is direct and inverse proportions. What does mean by direct and inverse proportion? First we want to understand. Suppose that if you are going a shop and we are buying some items, if the number of items increased, what will happen to the total cost? That will also increase. Then if one quantity increases, the other also increases. That is known as the direct proportion. Suppose that if you are the money depositing in a bank, if the money increases, deposited money increases, the interest also will increase. That also in the direct proportion. If one quantity increases, the other also increases. That is known as the direct proportion. Direct proportions. Next, you want to understand what does mean by inverse proportion. If one quantity increases, other decreases, or if one quantity decreases, other increases. Like that quantity is known as the inverse proportion. For example, for a particular job, if the number of workers increases, the time or the number of days will decrease. Suppose that 2 workers can finish that job in 2 days. So 4 workers are coming, that job will finish in 1 day. So if the number of workers increases, the number of days for the completion of that job will decreases. Here one quantity increases, then the other quantity decreases. Other example, the speed increases, the time to complete a journey, the time needed to finish a journey, that will decreases. This also will be in inverse proportion. If one quantity increases, the other decreases. If one quantity decreases, other increases. Like that, one is known as the inverse proportions. So, some formula also you want to by heart, that is, if x and y are in direct proportion, then x increases, then y also increases. So, x by y will be a constant in the case of the direct proportion. And we can write x1 by y1 is equal to x2 by y2. This will be the formula for the direct proportion. Thus, you want to by heart. That is, x1 by y1 is equal to x2 by y2, where y1, y2 are the values of the y for the corresponding values of x1, x2 of x respectively. Here y1, y2 are the values of the y, and x1, x2 are the values of x. So x1 by y1 is equal to x2 by y2. That will be the formula for the direct proportion. Next one, if x and y are in inverse proportion, xy is equal to k. That will be a constant. X into y. Here x by y is equal to a constant. Then we can write x1 y1 is equal to x2 y2. This is the formula for the inverse proportion. This also you want to by heart. x1 y1 is equal to x2 y2, or x1 by x2. I am changing this. x1 by x2 is equal to y2 by y1. This will be the formula for the inverse proportion. Using this, we are going to do some problems. Just look the question. A machine in a soft drink factory fills 840 bottles in 6 hours. How many bottles will it fill in 5 hours? First, you want to decide whether it is direct or inverse proportion. First sentence you can do. In 6 hours, 840 bottles are filling. So, then if the time is increasing, the filling of the bottle also will be increasing. So, this will be in the direct proportion. If the time less, the bottle filling will be also less. So, this is a direct proportion. Here we can take x1. Here we can take x1 is equal to how many bottles? 840 bottles. Corresponding y1 will be, what is the value? 6 hours. Next, 5 hours is given. So, y2 is given. y2 is equal to 5. So, x2 you want to find out. In 5 hours, how many bottles? In the first sentence itself, we will get x1 y1. 840 bottles in 6 hours. So, x1 we are taking 840, y1 we are taking 6 hours. x2 is not given, y2 is given 5. So you want to find out how many bottles are filled in 5 hours. So in direct proportion, what is the formula? In direct proportion, x1 by y1 is equal to x2 by y2. So this formula we want to by heart. x1 by y1 is equal to x2 by y2. And substitute the values. 840 divided by 6 is equal to x2 by 5. Then cross multiplying. 840 into 5 divided by 6. Thus you will get 1 time 24 4. 140 into 5, that is equal to 5 into 0. 700 bottles are filled in 5 hours. Understood that? So for the direct proportion, x1 by y1 is equal to x2 by y2, that you should by heart. Next question. 6 pipes are required to fill a tank in 1 hour 20 minutes. How long will it take if only 5 pipes of the same type are used? Then, if 6 pipes are using, it takes 1 hour 20 minutes. We can take that as 1 hour means 60 minutes plus 20 minutes, that is equal to 80 minutes. So, 6 pipes are required to fill a tank in 80 minutes. Then, how long will it take if only 5 pipes of the same? Here, which proportion here? If the number of pipes are required, time will be less. If the number of pipes are decreased, the time will be more. So, this is one quantity increasing, other decreasing. So, this is in inverse proportion. Then, we get 6 pipes are required. So, x1 I am taking 6. Then, y1 is equal to 80 minutes. 80 minutes. Then, next 5 pipes are used. So, x2 is equal to 5 and y2. How many minutes it will take, that you want to find out. So, first I am taking x1, y1. In the first sentence itself we will get x1, y1. Then, corresponding x2 is 5. x1 we have taken 6 hours. 6 pipes. So, x2 will be the 5 pipes. y1 is the 80 minutes. Next y2. How many minutes it will take to fill the tank if 5 pipes are used. So for the inverse proportion, what is the formula? x1 y1 is equal to x2 y2. This is the formula for the inverse proportion. Substitute the values. x1 6 into 80 is equal to 5 into y2. Then 6 into 80 divided by 5 I am taking here. That is equal to y2. Then 5, how many times? 16. Then 16 into 6. 96. So 96 minutes needed. 96 minutes is required for filling the tank if 5 pipes are used. 96 minutes. If you want, you can write separate also. 60 minutes will be 1 hour. Then 1 hour and 36 minutes are used if 5 pipes are used to fill the tank. Next question. There are 100 students in a hostel. Food provision for them is for 20 days. How long will this provision last if 25 more students joined? Then thus will be, if the number of students increase, the number of days for the food will decrease. So here first case there was 100 students, then their food provision is for 20 days, then 25 more students joined, that means 125 students are there, how many days for that food provision? Then x1 is equal to 100, y1 is equal to 20, x2 is equal to 125, y2. x2 means 100 plus 25, 25 more came. Then this is in inverse proportion. So our formula will be x1, y1 is equal to x2, y2. Then 100 into 20 is equal to 125 into y2. That y2 you want to find out. Then 100 into 20 by 125 is equal to y2. We can cut this by 5, 4 you got. This will be 25. 25 how many times in 100? 4 times. Then 4 into 4, 16 days. For 125 students, the food provision is only for 16 days. 100 student only there, that will be for 20 days. Next question, if 5 workers can build a wall in 48 hours, how many workers will be required to do the same work in 30 hours? Here also, workers are more, the time will be less. If the workers are less, the time will be more. This also in inverse proportion. We can write x1 is equal to 5, x1 is equal to 5, y1 is equal to 48, x2 is equal to not given, y2 is given, y2 is equal to 30 hours. Here also it is an inverse proportion. The formula is x1, y1 is equal to x2, y2. That is 5 into 48 is equal to x2 into 30. So 5 into 48 divided by 30 is equal to x2. Then 5 how many times? 6. Then 48 divided by 6. 8. So x2 is equal to 8. So 8 workers. If 8 workers are there, it will be finished in 30 hours. Next question. An electric pole 14 meter high cast a shadow of 10 meters. An electric pole is there. Its height is 14 meter. It make a shadow of 10 meter. Then find the height of a tree that casts a shadow of 15 meters under similar condition. Here, if the height of the object increases, its shadow also will be increases. If the height of a object decreases small, the shadow also will be small. So this is in direct proportion. So what is the formula? x1 by y1 is equal to x2 by y2. First case, x1 is equal to 14 meter. Shadow's length, that is equal to y1, that is equal to 10 meter. Next, height of a tree you want to find. Shadow's length is given, that is y2 is given 15 meter. So x2, that is height of the tree you want to find out. That its shadow is given 15. This is direct proportion. So substitute the values. 14 by 10 is equal to x2 by 15. Cross multiply. 14 into 10 into x2 is equal to 14 into 15. x2 is equal to 14 into 15 divided by 10. 5 3 times. Here it will be 2 times. 2 14 7 times. 7 into 3 21 meter will be the height of the tree. Its shadow's length will be given 15 meter. Okay children, we can meet on the next class.